Broadcasting from the great state of Texas. News and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
Good evening, Lubbock, Amarillo, Abilene, Wichita Falls, Midland, Odessa, Dallas, Fort Worth, down in Houston, over in El Paso, and anywhere else inside or outside the great state of Texas, wherever you may be listening on this Tuesday, March 10th. Of 2026, we welcome you in to the Chad HD Show. Glad to be with you on this Tuesday. And boy, what a day it has been. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. The SAVE Act is not completely dead, but pretty close to being dead in Washington, D.C. We'll get into that. We'll see how that whole endorsement, non-endorsement, is going from Trump to one of the candidates running for senator in Texas. We've got audio of James Talarico, some of the latest really dumb stuff that he has said being unearthed. We'll talk about that. We've also got some interesting statewide news to get into when it comes to that legislation that passed in the last session that would allow schools to create a separate prayer time. And how many schools are actually taking the legislature up on it? Not very many. So we've got all that to get into. Also, GOP having trouble with young men and recruiting young men to go out and vote in the Republican primaries. We'll talk about that. And lots of other issues of the day that we can get into as well. It's been a busy day. A lot to talk about. Team USA winning last night over Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. Go USA. Tonight they play Italy. And the U.S. is pretty much assured of moving on to the next round, which is fantastic. And so who knows what will happen tonight. It will be as fierce of competition, I suspect, as you had last night. But a really good, fun game to watch last night. And the World Baseball Classic, again, if you haven't been watching, I think it's fantastic TV. And if you're a fan of baseball, you gotta love it, and I think it's been really good. So I'm a big fan of it, and so we've got that we can get into as well today on the program. Again, we want to hear from you. What's making news in your world? You've heard from everybody else all day long. You've had to hear from everyone else. Now it's your opportunity, your chance to get sound off on any of the topics that you would like to talk about. What's making news in your world? What's the big issue of the day that you would like to talk about? We want to hear from you. You can text in at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. When you text in, give us your name and where you're listening from. That way we can give you the proper shout out and acknowledgement. That's always nice when we can do that. You can also tap the app and send us a message on your station's app. No matter which station you're listening on, you can send us a message through the app. Always nice to do that. And you can let us know your thoughts. You can even send a voice memo through through that app. You can do that. You can also find us on socials. You got the social media fired up, ready to go at Chad Hasty Radio on X, Instagram. Also, we're on Facebook as well. Lots of different ways to reach out to us and get in touch with us, especially, if you're listening on the podcast and you want to send a message in, you can do that on social media, catch up with us. And the show never ends on social media. It just keeps going on and on and on and on social media. And, of course, you have the old-fashioned way of doing things. The the really old-fashioned way of doing things. And that's by just giving us a call. Just picking up the phone and dialing in at 1-800-687-0790. That's 1-800-687-0790. You can give us a call, sound off on any of the topics that you would like to sound off on. And, of course, the first voice you hear from. When you dial in today, he was hiding in his office. Haven't seen him all day today. It's our good buddy Nick on the other side. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well. Yeah, the good thing about the office, I'm sequestered.
You are.
Secluded.
Yes.
Alone, which is very nice.
Yeah.
I can get a lot of stuff done. And, what often happens, I love it so much. I just...
You see, you say that you're alone, and
I get visitors.
It's like, again, you're photo finishing it, getting in here.
I'm best.
We've got technology in here that's damaged. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Nick, and you're finally like, what's going on?
I'm rubbing my eyes after
what's happening?
I just woke up.
And you walk in, and there's like a stream of people coming out of your office.
It's like a clown car.
Yes, like half the people that are here today, which ain't many, they're all coming out of your office.
Like, what is going on in there?
What is it, like a party in there? What's going on?
If it was, you weren't invited.
Are they going crazy over the granola bars? What's happening?
They are pretty good.
Yeah.
They are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we, it's a hot spot. What can I say? I'm a pretty cool guy up here. People want to see what's going on.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, they just want to see me.
Okay.
And, see, what neat tricks you got.
What neat tricks do you have
for today?
Yeah.
And you know what? Unfortunately, it takes me some time. So
yeah. Okay.
But no, it was a good day, relaxing day.
All right. Well, that's good.
Got a lot done.
That's good. Yeah, I got a lot done today as well. It was an early day.
Sure.
I woke up very early.
Well, I was going to say too. You still sound a little. I don't want to say nasally.
Yeah.
But you got a little something.
Yeah, a little
going.
something.
Yeah,
a little something going on. It's the allergies have finally made their way to me, and so that's that. I'm just battling a little bit of allergies. That's all it is.
Yeah. I'm a trooper. You know, don't. Don't pity me. But,
So I'm just battling a little bit of allergy. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't know which one, but it's something.
It's one of them.
Something's flying around out there, and it's got me bothered.
It is the season, and it is because I believe is it not spring break? Is that this week?
I guess. I don't know. As I've gotten older, and
your knowledge of spring break is
boy, I remember.
Yeah.
Boy, back in the day.
The glory days.
Back in the day, this would have been a great week.
Sure.
Would have been having a lot of fun.
And now you are
on a beach somewhere. Oh, boy.
You are no longer in high school and have allergies. And responsibilities.
High school, college. It was. Did you ever do the big spring break trip?
No.
I didn't think so, but I was just checking.
I'm not a big spring breaker.
No.
I never was.
You weren't partying on the beach?
No.
Planting a flag on a beach and just going crazy?
I wasn't staking land on beaches.
You weren't doing that?
No. You know what? My spring breaks were, hey, cool, I get a week where I get to stay home and not
Look
go to
at
school.
that. Yeah, there you go.
A week off is what I enjoyed. But so I do not miss that.
Yeah.
Not for me. But I think it is this week, I believe.
Yeah.
No.
We could always go and maybe later in the week we'll have people take a look back. Well, yeah. Everyone, you're allowed to take a spring break. Congratulations. No, I was. I had some really good spring breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some good moments.
Oh, great moments.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Did you leave town often?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay, get some friends. Did you say, I may have made this up, but did you go on road trips with friends for spring break? Or did
1 year.
Okay.
1 year, yes.
I think I remember you saying.
Yeah, 1 year. There were a few of us who went on a California road trip.
Ooh, that'd be kind
a
of
great
fun.
escape. To California, yeah.
I'd enjoy that. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was exciting. Driving my big Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Nice.
Pickup truck in L.A. traffic.
Yeah.
Not so much fun. Not a lot of fun.
See, that's why you should have had what are those smart cars?
Yeah,
they
didn't have those back then. They didn't have those.
Whatever the smallest. What do they have? The Model T. The Ford,
Model T. They had those. Those
back
were
in the day.
very popular.
Jalopies,
yes.
I think they called them.
Those
fire
were
that
nice.
up, crank that up with the front wrench.
Yeah.
And
that was also the only time that I've seen the Grand Canyon.
it's been that
And
many
so
years.
it's been a while since I've seen the.
Okay.
Well, I've seen it from above, flying over. We're like, that's a big canyon
you
down
go.
there.
Take a picture.
But actually driving to the Grand Canyon, we took a little detour and went to the Grand Canyon and went.
I've never.
It's pretty big.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's a canyon.
It's a big canyon.
I've never been.
No?
But it seems like everybody I know has been there.
Yeah.
And has lovely pictures, great stories about it.
Yeah.
But I hope to go. Maybe next spring break.
It's a maybe so. Maybe you can go party at the Grand Canyon.
I'll go alone.
Yeah.
I'll tell the wife.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Just you. I'm
taking my spring break.
There you go.
From the house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Grand Canyon.
Boy, wouldn't people love, as an adult, wouldn't you love to have a spring break? Where you're just off. It doesn't mean you have to go party.
Sure.
It just means, for a week, you just...
A week off is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that.
Yeah, I think a lot of adults would take a week. Just take a week. And it's just a break. That's all it is. You get a break.
I mean, any other time, because what is the other, December, usually?
Yeah.
You know, maybe
you need a little
New
something.
Year's.
You need a little something.
We need a spring something.
Yeah,
you know?
spring something.
A little spring something.
Yeah, just to kind of get you going for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well.
Today, by the way, I was looking through our fake holidays that we always enjoy bringing to the listeners, and we've got there are a couple of them, but one of them today's National Napping Day. So if you enjoy napping, today's for you. Also, National Landline Telephone Day. So we ask you this in honor of the landline telephone: what technology do you still sort of use today that will be obsolete in the next 15 to 20 years? The next 15 to 20 years, what is something that you use today that you think, I see this being really obsolete? Maybe still some people will have it. Like, let's be honest, the landline telephone, pretty obsolete at this point. You don't have to have one. In fact, the last time I had a landline telephone was when I lived with my parents. That was it. I guess I had one of the dorms. You had a phone in the dorms, but other than that, that was about it. That's it now, and have not had one since. Have not since the entire time that I have lived either in an apartment or a house here in Lubbock, Texas. I have not had a landline telephone. And for a lot of people, it's obsolete technology. You don't need it. You don't want one. So, what do you use today, or what do you have today? Maybe it's something just sitting around the house. It's still there. What is it that in the next 15 to 20 years will be obsolete? Maybe it's your cell phone. In the next 20 years, will that be obsolete? Will that be done for? Maybe the phone will be obsolete in the next 20 years. What will be obsolete in the next 15 to 20 years? You can text in at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. You can also give us a call, as always, at 1-800-687-0790. When we come back, we'll start getting into the news of the day, your phone calls, your text, and more on the Chad Hasty Show.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
When you see a car that's been in a bad crash, it's no accident. When it backs traffic up for miles, no accident. And if there's a fatality involved, somebody died. That's no accident either. A lot of the time, it was speeding. And it's no accident that speeding is a factor in more than 150,000 crashes every year in Texas, many of them fatal. So slow down, be safe, drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
As you get ready in the morning and as you drive home from work, stay informed with the latest news from lawmakers across Texas and the rest of the country with Fox News every day right here on News Talk KFYO.
All right, back on the Chad Hasty Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. We had Elizabeth weighed in saying that CDs and CD players will be obsolete in the next 15 to 20 years. Now, they could be. And I think you make the argument they pretty much are now. But they are having a little bit of a renaissance. And even Blu-ray DVDs. A lot of people are, I say a lot of people, people are sort of having a love affair with Blu-ray DVDs now. And the reason is people like to have stuff. Because people are noticing that when you buy a streaming movie or you sign up for the streaming service, you don't actually get that movie. Like you don't, you'd go to the store back in the day. For you younger folks out there, back in the day, you'd go to the store and you'd be like, I want to buy a DVD, and so I can watch this movie whenever I want to. And you'd go and you'd get it, and you'd be like, I can watch this movie anytime I want to. This is fantastic. It doesn't even matter if the internet is up and running. Or same thing with music. Same thing with music. Doesn't matter if I've got Wi-Fi. Guess what? I've got my music right here. I can listen on my DVD or my CD, cassette. I can listen on that. And people enjoyed having the actual, the actual, deal. They liked it. And so it's kind of coming back where people, if for whatever reason they may be out of Wi-Fi coverage or they may not have internet and they want to listen to music. Well, guess what? They still have a CD that they can go back and listen to. So some of that's actually making a little bit of a comeback out there. Kind of interesting. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Nick says they used to walk to the nearby movie store and rent VHS tapes all the time. You mean like a Blockbuster? Or was it like a little family-owned deal?
Yeah, it was a very small town I grew up in Wisconsin, and it was called Videoplex.
Videoplex.
Yeah, it was right down the street from where we lived, and it was great. This was probably 2005, 2006, something around there.
Yeah.
I have very fond memories. We as a family we'd walk down, and each of us would pick out a movie. And I remember I picked out The Princess Bride on VHS. And it was great. And then we watched it. It was fantastic.
See, we had a Blockbuster that came to our town eventually. We were like, now we're big time. Yeah, we're big. But beforehand, I remember this as a kid. And I want to say, gosh, it had to be early 90s. It was a video store, very small video store that we would walk into. And you would go and it was like little coins or little deals that you'd pick up off the rack. They would have the VHS cover of the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Right there. And so you take the little coin that matched up the number, and you'd take it up to the counter and be like, please, can I get this movie right here?
Yeah.
And they'd go back into their dungeon, and they would find the movie, and they'd bring it out, and it was like that hard, the hard box
Sure.
VHS.
Yeah. Yeah, that snapped shut.
Yeah, and it snapped shut. And here you go. And we would do that. I wanted, it was like a family Friday or Saturday night, maybe a Sunday.
Yeah.
But family Friday or Saturday, we'd go to the movies. We'd go to the movie store, and it was something like Family Video.
Yeah,
movie watch,
family video. That sounds familiar.
It's there's a ton of them like that.
Yeah.
And it was just innocent. It was back in the day.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a Blockbuster yet. It was just, you'd go to Family Video and you'd see the commercials about Blockbuster and be like, that sounds cool. We have Family Video.
Yeah.
And we'd go down and here you go. Here's the little coins.
Yeah.
I'd like this back.
Yeah.
And they say, please bring back in a couple of days.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, speaking of innocence, this Videoplex that I spoke of, very small, like I said, small town, small building. I remember they had an adult section.
Uh-oh.
And we were never allowed there.
No.
And it had a little
curtain. For the adults.
It was separated by a curtain.
Yeah.
And it had a big sign that said adult section.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I never knew it was in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, those movies have blood everywhere.
Those are the cool movies.
I was never allowed. And that's to this day. I'm a little bitter about it.
It's let me tell you, that's where they kept Die Hard. That's where they kept Die Hard, was back in the adult section. Be Kind, Rewind. That from Mud. Yeah. We'll be right back.
The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays 5 to 7 p.m. Sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790.
Heads up, Texas.
So you don't hit my car when I'm sitting at a stoplight.
Heads up, Texas.
So I can ride my bike safely.
Heads up, Texas.
So I can make it across the street without getting run over.
Heads up, Texas.
So I don't have to write you a ticket.
Heads up, Texas. Because driving and using your phone is a bad combination. Talk, text, crash. Brought to you by TxDOT.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love him. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton finds himself with an early lead in the polls in his Senate runoff against incumbent Senator John Cornyn. According to polling from Texas Public Opinion Research, Paxton has 49% support to Cornyn's 41%. Now, if Paxton were to get President Trump's endorsement, his lead jumps to 26%, 58-32. If Cornyn were to get the president's endorsement, Paxton still leads 44-43%. More than 150,000 families filed to get into the state's voucher program, but some research has found that 3/4 of the families have their kids already in private school or their homeschool. Only 36,000 kids out of the 150,000 the program went to public school last year. Statewide average for a gallon of gasoline, $3.21, up 8 cents overnight. A week ago, it was $2.73, and the Cabin Creek wildfire continues to burn in the Panhandle. Now it's 30% contained. With your Texas News headlines, I'm Barbara.
Hurt in a car or truck wreck? Call Frankel & Frankel first. Mark and Scott Frankel, the go-to car and truck wreck attorneys in Texas, have been fighting for your rights for over 25 years. Before becoming personal injury lawyers, they defended insurance companies, so they know all the tricks and tactics insurers use to deny your claim. Trust the experienced, family-owned, and highly awarded Frankel & Frankel to put you first and get the resolution you deserve. And remember, it's a felony for an attorney to reach out to you directly or indirectly via third parties within the first 30 days after an accident. During this period, an attorney may only send a letter. Frankel & Frankel make it easy. From the free consultation to the very first phone call, they handle everything with no out-of-pocket costs. They only get paid when you win. If you or a loved one has been injured, reach out to Frankel & Frankel today at frankelfirm.com. That's FRENKEL firm.com. Principal Office, Dallas, Texas.
Top Plains weather forecast. Showers and thunderstorms decreasing as the evening progresses. The temperatures falling into the upper 40s. It's going to be a breezy day on Wednesday with highs in the mid-60s. Meteorologist Ron Roberts of Lubbock's official weather station News Talk KFYO.
Financial news on KFYO.
I'm Deone with Your Money Now. The latest data from AAA says the national average price for a gallon of regular unleaded rose 21% in last month to $3.54 a gallon. Diesel sits at $4.78 a gallon, up 30% in the last month. Wall Street with a mixed bag at the end of the session. The Dow Industrials finishing down 34 points at 47,706. NASDAQ was up a point. S&P 500 fell 14. February retail sales rose 0.3% from January, but showed a 6.25% jump year over year. And for the first 2 months of the year, retail sales are up just over 6%. Existing home sales rose 1.7% in February to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.09 million, according to the National Association of Realtors. But sales are still down 1.4% year over year. Sales improved in all parts of the country except the Northeast, where the cold and a blizzard impacted the numbers. That's Your Money Now.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Local events, newsmakers, and information. It's Sunrise LBK on KFYO.
Coming up on Sunrise LBK on Wednesday.
Hey, right here in the studio, Larry Williams of Williams Brake, Tune and Tire will be here to answer questions about your vehicles.
Jerry Seinfeld coming to Lubbock, Texas in June, and we've got your ticket. We've got the Seinfeld question for the day. Tomorrow, just be listening. Be caller number 123 with the correct answer. We'll get you in the drawing for Seinfeld tickets. Coming up on Sunrise LBK on Wednesday.
The easiest way to get your news is through News Talk KFYO. AM and FM presets in your car or truck, a bookmark on your office computer, and on your phone with the KFYO app. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Empowering West Texas with news that matters. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO.
It's the Chad Hasty Show.
All right, welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. Well, here we go. Over in the Senate, Thune eyes action on the Save America Act for next week, but without a talking filibuster. Senate Majority Leader John Thune aiming to take action on the GOP-only election bill next week without pursuing a long-shot procedural gambit advocated by some Republican hardliners. Well, of course. The decision, confirmed by 4 people, granted anonymity to disclose private strategies, will bring a months-long, increasingly vitriolic fight among Republicans to a head. Elon Musk and prominent MAGA influencers have waged an intense social media pressure campaign against Thune and other members of his conference, seeking a way to skirt Democrat opposition to the Save America Act by forcing a talking filibuster. Thune told reporters his intention is to bring up a bill next week, later declined to discuss the process for considering it, saying the talks are ongoing. Said President Trump reiterated in a phone call, saying to pass it on Monday, saying that it would guarantee the midterms for Republicans. Well, I don't know if it would guarantee the midterms. Well, maybe it's going to be the talking filibuster like the old days, the president said, but they have to get it done. For people familiar with everything, said that it'll come up under the usual 60-vote threshold, which they don't have 60 votes. It'll fail. The Democrats are not going to vote for it. You may have Fetterman who votes for it, but that's it. Thune said they expect to set up some type of amendment votes and prolonged debate to allow senators to speak at length on the bill. Who cares? It's just a show. Subjecting the bill to a typical 60-vote legislative filibuster is not a surprising outcome. It'll mark the official rejection of an attempt by Senators Mike Lee and his allies to get Republicans to embrace the talking filibuster, which would force Democrats to hold the floor in order to block the bill. Thune, however, said Tuesday there's not enough support within the Senate GOP to go down that road. Why? Because they're a bunch of squishes. If you really think this bill matters, if you really believe in it, then you'll do everything you can do to get it passed, and they won't do it. And at some point, you have to ask yourself why. Why are they not going to do it? Why would they not even attempt to do a talking filibuster? This is why people are absolutely sick and tired of the go along to get along gang. They're tired of the people like John Thune. They're tired of the senators who just go up there. They talk a big game, but they won't do what is necessary. Thune said Tuesday there's not enough support within the Senate GOP to go down that road. Besides forcing days of debate on the underlying bill, Democrats could offer unlimited amendments and procedural gambits that could derail the Senate floor for months. Who cares? Let's have a real debate. If you want to do that, if you want, if you believe the bill is worth it, which is what they're saying publicly, oh, this is a great bill. We got to have this legislation, but we just don't have the votes. We don't have the votes for it. You know what? After the midterms, we'll have the votes for it if people get out and vote for the Senate. Let me tell you something. The Senate is done after the midterms. Republicans are going to lose all support they need. It's going to go to the Democrats. Democrats will be in control of the Senate. The Democrats are going to be in control of the House, and you're done. And the SAVE Act is not going to come before the Democrats. They're not going to allow it. They're not going to bring it up for a vote in the House or the Senate. We know that. So, again, here we go. We have a chance to really secure elections in this country. A real shot of securing the elections in this country. And we can't get it done because, well, our guys just don't have the spine to do it. Our guys just don't have the will to get it done. Now, you do have some senators who are saying, yeah, sure, I'd stick by a talking filibuster. I'd be all for that. Of course, they say that knowing it's never going to happen. I wonder how many of them actually believe in doing it. I think there's quite a few of them who they're just fine with, basically allowing elections in this country where you don't have to prove that you're a citizen. You don't have to prove that you have ID. You don't have to prove who you are when you go and vote. I think there are enough people in both the House and the Senate who say, you know what, we don't actually need to make anything harder. We don't need to make it harder for non-citizens to vote. Why would we want to do that? We don't want to do that. Thune said Tuesday, the votes aren't there for a talking filibuster. It's just a reality. Why not? And name names. Tell us who is not in favor of a talking filibuster. Tell us the names of those Republicans who are on the sideline who don't actually want to do it. But, of course, they won't. They won't do that. So what's going to happen is that the Republicans are going to fail at this. There's not going to be a real vote It's going to go down in flames. That's how it's going to happen. They will allow for a vote, but it's going to fail. There's no way you're going to get enough Democrats to cross over and vote with Republicans. And even then, I'm pretty sure you'd have some Republicans who would back out and say, nah, never mind, I don't want to vote for it. So it's going to be a show. The question is, how ticked off does Donald Trump get? And what does he do about the Senate race here in Texas? Because this basically makes him a lame duck. At this point, if you can't get something like this passed, what else are you going to get passed? You're done. Legislatively, you're done. Until after the midterms, you're pretty much done for. You're not going to do anything to really upset anybody. You're not going to do anything to force a vote that would upset anything. So, I guess we're off to the midterm elections now. We're after that right into the presidential elections. Let's see, Eric, I have $5 on Thune and Senate Republicans to screw it up. Nothing like grabbing defeat out of the jaws of victory. That from Eric. Well, again, they didn't have victory. They didn't even show up. Forget about stealing, grabbing defeat out of the jaws of victory. They didn't suit up for the game. It'd be one thing if they actually showed up and had the talking filibuster and failed. If they fought for a month or so, or hell, even if they fought for a few weeks and had the talking filibuster going, even if you did that, it would impress us. Instead, it's, we're going to show up, take the vote. We're not going to have the votes necessary. I can't guarantee that we're going to have the votes. So we're just, this is what it is. You're not showing up. You're not actually competing with the Democrats on this. You're not trying to beat the Democrats. You're just trying to look a little good. That's all. You're trying to give your members a little bit of time to give speeches on how we really believe this needs to pass. This would be good for America. Well, are you going to do everything you can do to actually get it passed? Well, not really. It's an important piece of legislation, but it's not that important of a piece of legislation where we're going to take time out of our day, possibly for a month or 2 months or even longer, to actually have a debate on this. No. No. Instead, it's just giving lip service to everybody, and that's what pisses people off. That's actually what is that's what makes Republican primary voters and Republican voters in midterm elections is what makes people stay home. They look at it and go, "What's the point?" Now, I do think it's important to get out and vote, but this is what turns people off right here. This is what can turn people off right here. Another texter earlier said, let's not let the Epstein list die. There are people on it who need to see justice. We need to clean house on the government for those that are on it. Yeah, I think they need to release the full list, and if investigations need to occur, then let investigations occur. I don't care if you're on the left or right. If there needs to be investigations done, let the investigations happen. 806-680-2790. When we come back, your phone calls, your text, and more.
The Titan of Texas Talk Radio, The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nick, this is your phone here in the passenger seat. Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
You got a text. It says, "Yo, dude, your friends are fascinating. Let's text them back."
It can wait.
Sports app. Oh, you gotta see this play.
Later.
Hey, you got invited to a party. We need a RSVP now.
Phone, silence yourself.
Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Tonight at midnight on KFYO.
Fox on Tech.
A deal to sell TikTok's U.S. operations has saved it from being banned in the United States, but some lawmakers are still worried China will be able to influence the app. In addition to several U.S. companies involved in the deal, TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance still has a roughly 20% stake in the U.S. operations and will maintain ownership of the app's algorithm. The way the agreement is set up, the algorithm will be licensed to the U.S. entity. But critics say that falls short of the intention of the law that Congress passed, forcing TikTok to sell its U.S. operations or face a ban. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are raising concerns about the deal. Here's Republican Senator Pete Ricketts.
We need to make sure the data is secure, and we got to make sure the Communist Party of China is not actually trying to do influence campaigns or push propaganda through this platform that reaches 200 million Americans.
With Fox on Tech, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
West Texas is a big place with long roads, longer drives, and a whole lot of space in between. From early morning commutes to late night drives, we're in your truck, your car, and your headphones, always keeping you in the loop. Local issues, national headlines, traffic, weather, and sports. If it's happening here, we're talking about it. Always remember that you've got company on the dial with News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Listen to KFYO on your Google Home smart speaker. Download the KFYO app. Then cast the audio to your Google Home smart speaker. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
This is House Call for Health. A popular snack company is pulling a potato chip product off store shelves over a possible allergy issue. Frito-Lay says Miss Vicky's spicy dill pickle potato chips in 8-ounce sized bags are being recalled over the possibility the products could have jalapeno-flavored chips mixed in and therefore could also have undeclared milk in the product. A notice from the Food and Drug Administration says those who have allergy or severe sensitivity to milk products risk serious or life-threatening allergic reactions by consuming the products. But the chips are safe for anyone who doesn't have a dairy allergy or sensitivity to milk. There have been no initial reports of any allergic reactions to the recalled products. The chips were distributed as early as January 15th of this year to grocery, convenience, and drugstores in 6 states: Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Back on the Chad Easty Show. Hey, we welcome the Ace of Texas back onto the show. West Texas Tax Reduction Specialist, the Ace of Texas. Red Raider owned and operated, vast experience in real estate and property tax consulting. They'll work for you to receive a fair assessment. And they're not, then you're not paying more than your fair share of property taxes. Listen, we've used the Ace of Texas for years now. Great people, very knowledgeable. And you only pay if they save you money on your property taxes, okay? That is a very good thing. You only pay a small portion of what they save you. You're probably getting emails and hearing ads from some out-of-town company making wild claims that they can save you tons and tons of money on property taxes. Don't believe their unrealistic claims, okay? Contact the Ace of Texas. Ace of Texas, they know property around here. They've been here. They know this area and areas throughout West Texas, and they can actually attend the hearings and appraisal office on your behalf and argue for you. And again, you only pay if they can save you money on your property taxes. So here's what I want you to do today. Go to aceoftexas.com. That's aceoftexas.com and sign up for their services. We've done it. You should do it as well. I know a lot of people who have done it, and the Ace of Texas saved them some money. So if you want to save money on your property taxes, and who doesn't? The Ace of Texas. Gary Adrian can help you out at aceoftexas.com. Go there today, sign up, and save some money. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Rand Paul says the midterms will be disastrous for Republicans. Rand Paul warning today that the midterms could be disastrous for the party if the war in Iran continues. Quote, already we're behind the eight ball as far as the electoral process. Paul told Fox News this morning, I think if you add in high gas prices, high oil prices, if we're still bombing Iran with a kinetic action, people don't want to call it war. If there's still kinetic action that causes oil to be over $100, I think you're going to see a disastrous election. The U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran continue. The latter halting shipping to the Strait of Hormuz. Consumers and statewide facing higher prices at the pump. National average price of a gallon of regular gas surpassed $3.50 on Tuesday, up more than 40 cents from a week ago, up more than 60 from a month ago, according to AAA. Same poll found 71% of respondents very concerned about the cost of health care, 66% very concerned about the price of food and consumer goods, and 62% very concerned about the cost of housing. Democrats have capitalized off of those concerns, parlaying them into a series of off-year election wins. The nonpartisan Cook political report rates 189 House seats solidly Democrat, 8 seats is likely Democrat, 14 seats that are Democrat-leaning for a total of 211. It rates for Republicans 186 seats that are solidly red, 16 seats likely Republican, 4 is GOP-leaning for a total of 206. A lot of folks really do. I mean, you look at the way the House is moving. You look at all the retirements. People do believe it's going to be a wipeout for the Republicans in the midterm elections, and it very well could. It very well could happen. I think Republicans do have wins to talk about. It's just, are Republicans motivated to get out and vote? And we've seen evidence here in Texas. We've seen evidence in other states where the Democrats are very, very, very motivated, and Republicans, not so much. Not so much. And I don't think it's going to be the war in Iran that is making people stay home or forcing people to go and vote for the Democrats. I think we still have a lot of time between now and then. But I think that if you do have other issues that pop up, and the president seems, I don't know, focused too much on Iran, or if boots are on the ground in Iran, I think that could change things for the worse for Republicans going into the midterms. But right now, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. When we come back, your phone calls, your text, and much more on the Chad Hasty Show.
The Chad Hasty Show, a presentation of Texas Town Square Media Network. The views and opinions expressed during the Chad Hasty Show are not necessarily the views of this station, staff, management, advertisers, or Town Square Media.
Ah, the Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Bill Cunningham here, the Great American, every Sunday night with guest commentaries, phone calls, and more. We expose political obfuscation, ridiculous immigration policies, and absurd government spending that causes more problems than it solves. The Great American experiment continues as we fight like warrior poets for the soul of this great country of ours. Be part of this action every Sunday night with the Great American Bill Cunningham.
Bill Cunningham, Sunday nights at 9 on News Talk KFYO.
News Talk 95.1, 790 KFYO Lubbock, KFYO.com, a Town Square media station.
It's 6 o'clock in Texas.
Another warning for Iran. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump telling Tehran to not do anything to block oil from traveling through the Strait of Hormuz, where about 20% of the global oil supply travels. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
If they do anything to stop the flow of oil or goods within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the world's most powerful military 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far.
U.S. Central Command says it's taken out 16 mine-laying vessels in the Strait. Earlier, President Trump warned Iran to remove any mines that may be there. As Iran continues to target U.S. interests in Israel and its neighbors, the Trump administration says tens of thousands of Americans have arrived back in the U.S. from the Middle East.
Consular operations in Kuwait and Bahrain and Saudi Arabia all suspended while the diplomatic staff there deals with this threat in real time. State Department evacuations are continuing apace. More than 24 charter flights have been completed so far. 40,000 Americans total have safely returned to U.S. soil since the launch of Epic Fury on their own. Officials here say they've helped over 27,000 Americans navigate the dynamic security situation on the ground.
Fox's Jillian Turner at the State Department. A total of 7 women, 6 players, and 1 support staff member of the Iranian women's soccer team have been granted asylum in Australia. They've been reunited with other players who were granted humanitarian visas a day earlier. Some of the women chose to return to Iran, saying they feared for the safety of their families. As the partial government shutdown drags on, the TSA lines at airports are getting longer.
Places like Houston and New Orleans, we're having to deal with lengthy TSA lines. TSA agents have been dealing with only partial paychecks. Many aren't showing up to work.
Fox's Madison Scarpino at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. America's listening to Fox News.
The Lutheran Hour.
From the heart of the hub city to the wide open skies of West Texas, KFYO keeps you connected to the stories, the voices, and the conversations that matter most. This is the news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.
South Plains weather forecast. Scattered showers and thunderstorms indeed did form across the South Plains. Now the rain chances are decreasing as we go through the evening, and temperatures in the upper 40s, a wind occasionally gusty. On Wednesday, it is going to be a windy day with temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. Cooler temperatures on the way. The weather is brought to you by Sonic and Sonic American Smasher. I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts of Lubbock's official weather station, News Talk KFYO.
Broadcasting from the great state of Texas, news and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
welcome back to the Chad Easty Show. Appreciate you tuning in today. You can send in your thoughts on the text line 806-680-2790. Ben Runkle has weighed in out in Bovino. Says, Dear Chad, hope you are well. Thanks for a fine show. Please read this to start the next hour. Rand Paul is useless to the current conservative Republican cause. He takes up space and air, needs to go. I challenge any of your cast audience to claim otherwise. Thanks again. Maybe Paul should check the price of oil today. Sincerely, Ben Runkle from Bovina, where we gladly pay $4 a gallon for a few weeks to pay back Iran for 47 years of death to America. A cheap price to pay. Rand Paul, he's one of those. I think he gets on the nerves of Trump from time to time. But is he the worst? I'd rather have Rand Paul there than Lindsey Graham. I got to be honest with you. Rand Paul is I think sometimes he wants to be different just to be different, I think. But also, does he try to hold the line on some conservative issues? Yeah, I think so. Is he right about Republicans getting wiped out in the midterms? Probably so. But I don't agree that it's because of Iran. Now, if people are paying a lot in gas, it will add to it. But I don't think that's the main reason. I think that I think there are a few reasons why Republicans are going to get wiped out in the midterms, and one of those is because of what's happening today with John Thune showing no spine whatsoever. It's going to cause Republican voters to say, well, screw it. Okay, you're not going to fight for us. Why are we going to fight for you? I hate to put it that way, but that's one of the reasons why I think you're going to have Republicans get wiped out. Is you're going to have some voters who are just sick and tired of it. Now, when it comes to independents, when it comes to those who may not vote for the Republican, they may go and vote for the Democrat. It's going to come down to the wallet. And I don't think it's going to be the war in Iran. I think it's going to be other issues if those issues are still present. Take a look at this real quickly. I found this on social media, because you see a lot of negative stories about what's happening in Iran. You have to kind of dig deep to find the non-Iranian headlines that are being peddled to the news media. The New York Times spoke to an engineer in Tehran about the bombings. Now listen to this, a couple of paragraphs here. The experience of being bombed is even more terrifying because the government is sharing little information or sending out a few alerts, said Ali, an engineer in Tehran. Ordinarily, Iranians are cut off from the internet. Ali said people had resorted to calling friends and relatives in areas where they saw a fighter jet headed. The ferocity of the attacks has divided sentiment among opponents of the government. After a brutal crackdown on the nationwide protest by security forces last January, thousands were killed. Quote, some people are okay with the bombings. In fact, they're comfortable with the bombings. I know that may sound strange, said Ali. They are upset if there's a night without a bombing, and they fear the war might end with the regime in remains. You can see this clearly. People say that we should already, we already paid enough of a price and the Islamic Republic must go. He said that he was sympathetic. Ali said he was sympathetic to that view. Our lives have no value for the Islamic Republic, he said. We're the government's human shields. So here you have an Iranian who, and I give the New York Times a little bit of credit here for publishing what he had to say. Because this doesn't fit with the narrative that CNN is pushing or ABC News or some of these other news organizations. Drudge, they're not pushing this, where you have a lot of people in Iran who are actually quite happy with what's happening. They're actually very happy with what the United States is doing right now. That this Ali guy, he fears when he doesn't hear a bombing because he's worried the U.S. has stopped, that the U.S. has abandoned the Iranian people and gone back home. They want more bombings. They want the Islamic Republic to be wiped out completely. And there are a lot of people who feel that way in Iran. But you don't get that message here. You don't hear that because it's people on CNN and MSNBC, on ABC News, they're too busy talking about how the U.S. doesn't know what they're doing. When in fact, it looks like they do. It looks like they're pretty good at knowing what they're doing right now. Now they keep on taking leadership out. It's like one per day. When you have a new Ayatollah, they get taken out. You get a new Ayatollah, they're severely injured in a bombing. Seems like the Israelis and the United States do have a handle on what's going on. And I say keep it up. Boots on the ground, I don't know if anybody's in favor of that right now. But the strategic bombing campaigns, yeah, keep it up. Absolutely. And at some point, again, the people of Iran, they've got to stand up. They've got to feel empowered. They've got to be the ones to really take back their country. They're going to have to do it at some point. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Another text coming in. This on the app chat. We've got Kristen weighing in. Chad, usually, Chad, big fan of Rand Paul most of the time. When he's right, he's right. When he's dead on, he's dead on. But sometimes he does like to be that on guy who is just saying stuff to get on TV or get a hit on Fox News. Still, Rand Paul a lot better than some of these guys like Mitch McConnell who just stay there for 40 years and don't really do anything to progress any causes and won't fight for anything. They just want to stand there and collect a paycheck. Now, again, I think that you've got a limited number of fighters in the Senate. That's for sure. Rand Paul, he's going to anger Democrats. He's going to anger Republicans. Rand Paul also, he wants to live in the world where you have everything is easily defined. We've kind of passed through that world. We don't live in that reality anymore. I get it. When you say that, it needs to, this is the way it should be. This is the way things should run. I get it. I understand that. But sometimes, sometimes you've lost that argument at the very beginning, and you've got to adapt. 806-680-2790. When we come back, your phone calls, your text, and more.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
When you see a car that's been in a bad crash, it's no accident. When it backs traffic up for miles, no accident. And if there's a fatality involved, somebody died. That's no accident either. A lot of the time, it was speeding. And it's no accident that speeding is a factor in more than 150,000 crashes every year in Texas, many of them fatal. So slow down, be safe, drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
All right, back on the Chad Hasty Show. We've got some audio that we'll play from James Talarico. We'll do that in the after the bottom of the hour break. You won't want to miss that. We're going to start playing up some of this James Talarico, because a lot of people don't know James Talarico. They don't know who he is. So we'll start to get into different clips of Talarico talk as we move forward. We'll play one after the bottom of the hour. Let's go to the phones. And let's see, HR, what's happening today, HR?
Hey, Mr. Chad, how you doing? I just really sad to hear you in the first hour where you was talking about the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
All I can think of is that we've got a lot of people like Mitch McConnell that's in the hands of, or in the pockets of the Chinese. Same thing with LeBron James. Something's going on here because it's political suicide to not do it. You know, when you know that your constituents want that and they're not doing it, we're looking at something different here for this to be going on like this. And I just don't know. Like I said, I felt like, you know, when Biden won the first time that we lost the country, I think I've been proven right about that now, because now if you look at it, there's a worthy cause that's going on in Iraq right now. They've been chanting death to America for a long time. And this country does not have the stomach to defend herself anymore. You know, and I know that's easy to say if you don't have a child in the military, but if you go back to D-Day and all that stuff, those people fought for this country. I don't know if we have the stomach for that anymore, you know. And I'm really sad about that. And if the Republicans don't win this time, the Democrats are going to pass that filibuster. And they're going to make sure that the Republicans cannot stop them. And I don't think you'll ever see another majority again. And I hope I'm wrong. But will there be another Trump? That's the question that we need to ask, and I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's a one of a lifetime politician.
Let me ask you something, HR. Going back to the Iran question, you said that, you know, the country couldn't stomach, I guess, coming together and doing what we have to do to protect the nation. Do you think if Iran had, and again, I get that, you know, they're the number one cause of terrorism around the world and everything else, but let's say the government of Iran had fired a missile and hit New York City. Then do you think the American people would rally around that? Because that's what I see from the folks who disagree with this is, well, Iran didn't do anything to us.
Yeah, I do. I think the thing is that, you know, if I saw you somewhere, I'd say, hello, Chad, how you doing? That'd be very nice to you.
Yeah.
Because I know what your character is, that you protect yourself wherever you go. And so if somebody is going to attack you, you're going to attack first. And I think that's the thing to do, to be on offense, not defense.
Yeah.
But like I said, if this country does not have the stomach to defend herself, it's Iran today, but who tomorrow?
Right.
You know, and so while you're doing this conflict and the response of the American public, you got Russia watching, you got China watching, who has aspirations for Taiwan. This is a very dangerous time that we're living in. That the country is not, and for the most part, the country is backing. But when you look at the Democrats and the rhetoric that they're putting out there right now, can it be overcome? I don't know, because they really do know how to market what they say.
Yeah,
and that's
sad.
I
got you.
We don't. So anyway, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
All right, have a great one, HR. Appreciate you being out there. Yeah, and let's also remember this, is that the Democrats are going to hate Donald Trump for anything. He could come out tomorrow and announce, we have found the cure for all cancer, and they would be like, yeah, but you were really supposed to focus on this over here, you know. We found the cure for cancer. Yeah, but you haven't done anything for dementia yet, have you? Yeah, okay. I mean, it would be that. It would be that if Trump came out with a huge sweeping cancer drug tomorrow. It would backfire on the Trumpster, because that's just the way Trump derangement syndrome operates. Is that you've got to be against the guy no matter what. You had to be against him no matter what. You had people who said that Trump was going to cause World War III. Never happened. Trump didn't cause any World War III. This war in Iran is the Iranians, basically, and no one likes to bring this up. The Iranians could have stopped all this. It was very simple. The Iranians could have stopped all of it. All they have to agree to is no nuclear bombs. That's it. That's all they had to agree to, is no nuclear weapons. We will not enrich any uranium. We won't do it. Allow inspections to happen. Be open. We weren't asking for a new government. We weren't asking for them to give up the Iranian National Guard. Hell, we weren't even asking the Iranians to stop terrorism. The U.S. was just asking for no nuclear bombs. That's it. And the Iranians said, no, I don't think so. Not going to happen. People forget about that side of it, is that the Iranians had a chance to stop all this. And in fact, if you hear Trump when he speaks, he's like, hey, all they have to do is surrender their weapons. Now surrender your weapons. And it's over. We're done. That's all you have to do. Let's see. James, Plainview. Hey, Chad, we had out-of-control prices when Biden was in office for 4 years. We had a couple of months with higher fuel prices to defeat Iran. There's no comparison. Thanks. That's from James in Plainview. Again, people have short memories, James. That's the only part I'll say, is that most people, they can't remember how much they paid in gas a couple of years ago. They don't remember that. People don't remember that kind of stuff. Memories are short. Attention spans very short. And when you're talking about a lot of folks who do not pay attention to politics day in and day out, this audience is different. If you're listening to talk radio, you pay attention to this stuff every single day. God bless you. You're paying attention. You're not one of the dumb masses that are out there. There's a lot of people who don't understand what's going on in the world. They don't understand. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to listen to anything about it. They just, every now and then they want to go and vote. And they're not sure who they're going to vote for, but they just want to go and vote. And they want to be angry about something that they saw on TikTok or on Facebook. I can't tell you how many people that I see post crap on Facebook that is completely untrue. They just found it. They found it, some piece of information on some website somewhere, and went, oh, this has to be true. Oh, this has to be, but I've got to let everybody know. Oh, I'm so outraged at the administration because of this. And it's not true. But they believe it because it was on TikTok, or they believe it because they saw it on X. They believe it because they saw it in a same echo chamber as to which they live. And I see it on the left and the right, by the way. And that can be harmful. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. You can send in your thoughts when we come back. The White House telling Republicans, don't talk about this anymore. We'll get into what this is, your text messages, and more when we come back.
Call in to the Chad Hasty Show at 1-800-687-0790. The Chad Hasty Show, broadcasting on the Texas Town Square Media Network.
Out here in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. And sometimes, that's how it feels when you're going through tough times. Trouble sleeping, your mind racing. So what do? We get help. There are people in our community who are here for us. Sometimes, just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
A new poll from Texas Public Opinion Research shows that Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton with a 49 to 41% lead over incumbent Senator John Cornyn in the Senate runoff. Now, if Paxton were to get President Trump's endorsement, his lead jumps to 26%, 58 to 32%. If Cornyn were to get the president's endorsement, Paxton still leads 44 to 43%. There's bipartisan concern over the threat of terrorism in the United States following the start of Operation Epic Fury in Iran. Senator Ted Cruz says there's a heightened danger of terrorism and adds the partial shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security during this enhanced risk is particularly indefensible. Democrats say that blocking information to local authorities is a threat to national security. Statewide average for a gallon of gasoline, $3.21, up 8 cents overnight. More than 150,000 families filed to get into the state's voucher program. New research has found 3/4 of them have kids already in private school or are homeschooled. With your Texas News headlines, I'm Barbara.
Hurt in a car or truck wreck? Call Frankel & Frankel first. Mark and Scott Frankel, the go-to car and truck wreck attorneys in Texas, have been fighting for your rights for over 25 years. Before becoming personal injury lawyers, they defended insurance companies, so they know all the tricks and tactics insurers use to deny your claim. Trust the experienced, family-owned, and highly awarded Frankel & Frankel to put you first and get the resolution you deserve. And remember, it's a felony for an attorney to reach out to you directly or indirectly via third parties within the first 30 days after an accident. During this period, an attorney may only send a letter. Frankel & Frankel make it easy. From the free consultation to the very first phone call, they handle everything with no out-of-pocket costs. They only get paid when you win. If you or a loved one has been injured, reach out to Frankel & Frankel today at frankelfirm.com. That's FRENKEL firm.com. Principal Office, Dallas, Texas.
Your Lubbock South Plains weather forecast. Scattered showers and thunderstorms indeed did form across the South Plains. Now the rain chances are decreasing as we go through the evening, and temperatures in the upper 40s, a wind occasionally gusty. On Wednesday, it is going to be a windy day with temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. Cooler temperatures on the way. The weather is brought to you by Sonic and Sonic American Smasher. I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts of Lubbock's official weather station, News Talk KFYO.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Tonight at midnight on KFYO.
I'm Anna Eliopoulos with your Fox True Crime Minute. A multi-state manhunt has ended with the arrest of an Iowa man in connection with a triple homicide in Wayne County, Utah. The suspect, 22-year-old Ivan Miller, was taken into custody in Colorado. He is accused of killing 3 women in what investigators are describing as crimes of convenience. Authorities say 86-year-old Margaret Oldroyd was his first victim, and her body was found hidden in a cellar on her property. Police report Miller then stole Oldroyd's vehicle and drove to a trailhead where he allegedly killed 2 hikers, 65-year-old Linda Dewey and her 34-year-old niece, Natalie Graves. The women were discovered by their husbands when they failed to return from their walk.
He faces 3 counts of aggravated murder, among other charges. Wayne County officials state there is no connection between the suspect and any of the victims. There's more on this story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Anna Eliopoulos with your Fox True Crime Minute.
The news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Don't forget about Chad. Find Chad on social media at Chad Hasty Radio on X and Instagram. It's the Chad Hasty Show.
Yeah, it is. Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. Appreciate you being out there today. You can send in your thoughts on the text line, 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Let's see, Nick, do we have that James Talarico audio? This is the so-called moderate James Talarico speaking at an event back in 2024.
So most Americans, and I'm talking 90, 95%, do not believe that an embryo is a legal person. Now, the embryo is biologically alive. That is certainly true. But being alive and being a person are two different things. And that's an important distinction to make in these conversations. So the reason I think you have a lot of pro-choice people who push back against the idea that abortion is immoral is because they believe that it is not. That in these situations, when there is an unwanted pregnancy, it is moral for a woman to be able to control her own body, or any one of our neighbors with a uterus to be able to control their own body.
Any one of our neighbors with a uterus, that would be women. Women, still the only ones with a uterus. But James Talarico, yes, you can be alive, but that doesn't make you a person. I mean, you just because you're alive doesn't make you a person. Now, of course, yes, there are several instances where a woman who has been pregnant has been killed. And not only is the person charged with one murder, but 2 murders. But for James Talarico, no. Just because you may be an embryo, just because you might be a baby, that doesn't make you a human being or anything. I mean, that could make you a dog. It could make you a Kit Kat in the future. Who knows what that could make you? And then, of course, we gotta follow it up with the any of our neighbors with a uterus. That's the moderate James Talarico. There's a whole bunch of these things that are out there. There's a whole bunch of them that people are finally unearthing and going, oh, this guy's kind of creepy. This guy's kind of weird. Yeah, he is. He's a very odd guy. He's a very odd duck. That's for sure. Hey, how about this? I don't know if Nick thinks this sounds good or not. Buffalo Wild Wings unveiling a new wing-flavored protein espresso martini. You okay? You know? The story from USA Today: if protein maxing had not gone far enough, Buffalo Wild Wings introducing a new protein-flavored, protein-forward menu that may turn heads just in time for National Espresso Martini Day on March 15th, which, I don't know. I think Nick is going to embrace that. I can see him doing the Espresso Martini Day. Buffalo Wild Wings releasing a wing-flavored espresso protini. The cocktail infused with buffalo dry rub, packed with 10 grams of protein, according to the Buffalo Wild Wings news release. The espresso protini rides on the ongoing protein hype as more food chains and brands add protein-centric items to their menus. In recent months, Starbucks added several protein lattes and protein cold foams. Subway unveiled protein pockets. What's a protein pocket? Is it like a Hot Pocket? Chipotle debuted a 4-ounce cup of meat. Couldn't you just say, give me some meat? I don't know. And Tropical Smoothie launched new drinks with up to 39 grams of protein. So that's just the latest. It does not look too appetizing, I gotta say. It does not. It does not look very good at all. Okay, well the Baja Chicken protein pockets, it looks pretty good, right? A little bit, looks kind of good. I don't know. The protein infusion, I guess, is what they're aiming for. 806-680-2790. I don't know. Just eat some more meat. What is that? Like, I like how they say Chipotle added a 4-ounce cup of meat that you can order. Have they not always had that, where you can just be like, "Can I get a side of meat, please? Can I just meat only?" That's what I would like. The White House has asked Republicans to stop talking about mass deportations. This out of Axios. Let's see. Basically, they're asking Republicans, "Hey, stop talking about that." One of the reasons they claim is that when it comes to the midterm elections, they're a little bit worried about how mass deportations are going to play. Nearly half of Americans say Trump's mass deportation campaign is too aggressive. About 49% of voters say that, including 1 in 5 voters who backed the president in 2024. Let's see. The chief of staff, James Blair, privately urging House Republicans during a policy session during a policy session. He encouraged members to focus on deporting violent offenders rather than defending the broader concept of mass removals. The advice signals a recalibration by the White House, reflects growing concern among some Republicans and the Democrats are successfully framing Trump's immigration policy as overly sweeping and indiscriminate. Now, I do think it is important to focus on the violent offenders that have been deported, and we should celebrate those violent offenders who have been deported. We should highlight those, but I also think that this is not surprising, given that and Trump got rid of Kristi Noem, brought in Tom Homan. What happened after Tom Homan came in? You didn't hear much about what was happening in Minnesota. You didn't hear much about that at all. It's gone back to going through. ICE hasn't stopped doing what they've been doing. ICE hasn't stopped deporting people. They're just, it's not a photo op every single time. They're doing their job, and that's a very good thing. 806-680-2790. When we come back, we'll begin to wrap things up. Your phone calls, your text, and more.
The Titan of Texas Talk Radio. The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
You've got a life to live, and you don't want to miss out on any of it. That's why the first thing you do when you get in a car is buckle your seatbelt. Whether you're a driver or a passenger, not wearing your seatbelt could get you a ticket, a fine, or worse. Nobody wants that. So remember, if you love it, click it. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
local events, newsmakers, and information. It's Sunrise LBK on KFYO.
Coming up on Sunrise OBK on Wednesday.
Hey, right here in the studio, Larry Williams of Williams Brake Tune and Tire will be here to answer questions about your vehicles.
Jerry Seinfeld coming to Lubbock, Texas in June, and we've got your ticket. We've got the Seinfeld question for the day. Tomorrow, just be listening, be caller number 123 with the correct answer. We'll get you in the drawing for Seinfeld tickets coming up on Sunrise OBK on Wednesday.
What's better than listening to KFYO first thing in the morning? Well, listening to Fox News on KFYO first thing in the morning. Don't miss the latest news affecting the local and federal government, as well as the goings-on in that little white building called the White House. With Fox News every day, right here on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM, KFYO.
Pay $140 a year for Amazon Prime, and Amazon is thanking you by charging you more than non-members on certain items. Yikes. I'm Kim Commando for Carbonite, my number one choice for cloud backup. Get 75% off at Carbonite.com/Kim. Live a better digital life with Carbonite. A study found Prime members were shown higher prices on everyday items because Amazon knows you're already in their ecosystem. You're not going anywhere, so why discount you? Here's your move. Before you buy anything over $20 on Amazon, do this. Copy the product name, paste it into Google Shopping. Takes 10 seconds. You'll instantly see if Walmart, Target, or a third-party seller has it cheaper. Also, install the free browser extension, Camel. It shows you the price history of Amazon products going back years. You'll see if it's actually a deal or if Amazon raised the price to make the discount look good. I started a newsletter only about AI. Comes out once a week. SplashOfAI.com. World Backup Day is March 31st. Think of it as your reminder to protect everything on your computer before something unexpected happens. Carbonite is a true backup. It makes a copy of your entire computer, something iCloud and Google Drive can't do. That's why it's best to use both. Google Drive or iCloud for quick access and Carbonite for full, complete protection. Think about your photos, important documents, email files, and years of tax returns. If your computer stops working, gets stolen, or is damaged in a storm or fire, Carbonite lets you restore everything onto a new computer quickly and easily. No starting over. That's why I personally use and rely on Carbonite. Once installed, it does everything. You don't have to remember a thing. That peace of mind is priceless. Right now, Carbonite is offering an exclusive World Backup Day deal for my listeners. Get 75% off Carbonite Safe Basic at Carbonite.com/Kim. That's Carbonite.com/Kim. Live a better digital life with Carbonite.
She was a seaside sitting, just smoking and drinking on ringside, on top of the world. Oh yeah. She had a drink in her hand, she had her toes in the sand. Whoa, what a beautiful girl. Ah, yeah.
All right, back on the Chad Hasty Show. Thank you very much for tuning in today. You can send in your thoughts on the text line 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. You can weigh in, sound off on any of the topics that we've gotten into today. Feel free to also tune in to the podcast, the Chad Hasty Show podcast. It's available after the show. About an hour afterwards, you'll get it delivered right to your phone and any other device you may listen on. Subscribe today and follow the Chad Hasty Show podcast, available on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other podcast platform that you like. You'll be able to catch it and listen to it, spread it around to your friends, all that kind of good stuff, and let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about. How about this? Nick, you remember the other day, we had started the show talking about, was there a cost? Was there, you take your dog in, maybe your dog has is sick or, needs to have like surgery of some kind, is there a cost to how much? We had that discussion. Is there too much of a cost? How about this? This out of the New York Times recently. A $1,000 dog grooming session. The pet wellness industry is a booming. Pet owners are extending their health beliefs and practices to their furry friends. Being a responsible pet owner can mean more than keeping your pet healthy and happy. Regular grooming visits are often part of the deal. Sam Chow, who lives in Manhattan with 4 Norwich Terriers that he calls his kids, spends nearly $11,000 a year to groom them and another $3,000 specialty work on other. His dogs. They say require a grooming technique called hand stripping, and there aren't too many groomers in the city who can do it. Chow considers this grooming a worthy expense that's essential to keeping them healthy and happy and ensuring a long life. The New York Times talked to nearly 50 pet owners for the article, learned many of them had similar sentiments. The perception that pet grooming is essential to wellness has shifted the industry from one providing health hygiene services to a tailored approach focused on health and holistic care. A booming human wellness industry also extends people's own health beliefs and practices to their own pets. Dogs may not be doing cold plunges or wearing biometric rings, but it's not uncommon for them to be given anti-aging peptide therapy medication or getting grooming sessions that include a blueberry mask around their eyes to brighten their fur. Nick, comment? Do you do this with your puppies?
I do not put a blueberry mask on my dogs.
I would just imagine my dog would be like, how do I lick this?
Exactly. If it smells like blueberries, I think they just want to lick it. I don't think, okay, if you're going to spend this much on your dog, they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
Between a $1,000 dog grooming visit and a 50-cent dog grooming visit.
Well,
they're probably going to hate it either way.
I don't. There's a difference between the 50 cent.
Okay,
I would think.
Okay, fine.
Now we also have to go. They are talking about Manhattan here, so
That's
everything is a little bit more pricey.
Right. It makes more sense to think that in Manhattan. Then is $1,000 for a dog grooming.
$1,000 for a grooming. That's a lot of money. That's
for and that's not even like a vet visit. That's grooming.
That's grooming. And what happens after, and I don't know about your dog, and we get our dogs groomed. We do. We get our dogs groomed because we don't want them stinky, all that kind of stuff. We get them groomed. But they're just going to go run back out.
Immediately into the dirt.
Right. Yeah. They're so happy. Yeah. They're so happy. But, it's like, okay, we get their nails trimmed. We do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We're all in on the, but I'm not paying $1,000. No.
I think you need to get a hold of this blueberry mask. Try it on your dogs.
Yes.
Really de-age them. They have little wrinkles.
Yes.
Gotta
come here.
A cream
come here,
on there.
Luna.
Yeah.
You big German Shepherd. Come here to you.
She's a little self-conscious of those wrinkles around her eyes.
She really is. Oh,
those crow's feet. Gotta rub some $400 cream on that.
Yeah, I can't imagine putting a blueberry mask on my dog without her freaking out and going, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to eat it right now. Yeah. Get it off my face into my mouth.
I mean, the only way that I could justify this is if I were like showing my dogs. Like, again, I'm not going to spend $1,000, but still, if it's that expensive, okay, I get it. You're on this big display, you're in these pageants with your dog. Okay, fine, I understand. But if you're just walking your dog, he's just a normal dog hanging out at the house, he doesn't need all that.
Yeah.
That's way too much. I wouldn't even spend that on a human.
Let me tell you something. Kids, if you're listening, you want a good business to get into? Anything dealing with pets. I'm telling you right now, anything dealing with pets.
Yeah. There's a lot of suckers out there.
People will pay money
moms.
for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I applaud it. The number of poop scoopers that I see in this city. They're all over the place. And I think it's very smart. It's a very smart deal because you got a lot of people, they don't want to go pick up their dog's poop. So what do? They call one of the poop scoopers in town. And I think it's great. And it's normally started by, I remember the first one, it was started by just some kid. And they had started it right down the street from us. And they came up to me and they're like, hey, we know you have dogs. Would you mind if we picked it? And I'm like, sure. I mean, why not? If that's what you want to do. I mean, that's fantastic. Good for you. On little, entrepreneurs out there. And then it became a deal where not only are you picking up, but now they have special sprays, to get rid of the odors, and which then your dog comes out and they're like, you know what I'm about to do right here. I just had me a blueberry mask. About to get rid of this odor. That's what I'm about to do. $1,000 to get your dog groomed. Woo. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. God bless you all. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5 p.m.
The Chad Hasty Show, a presentation of Texas Town Square Media Network. The views and opinions expressed during the Chad Hasty Show are not necessarily the views of this station's staff, management, advertisers, or Town Square Media.